Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, or whatever the case may be. My name is Marcus, and I am the host of the Black Brazil Today YouTube channel, as well as the blackbraziltoday.com blog, where I analyze Brazil from the perspective of race. So once again, got another example of how Brazil has always wanted to whitewash its history. It wants to whiten the image of the country around the world, and they find there's different mechanisms that they use to do this. They want to make sure they can't do it because Black Brazilians have contributed so much to Brazilian culture and history. It's almost impossible to erase everything that Black and Brown people have contributed to Brazilian history, but they will try. We've seen just numerous examples of this over the years, going back for decades. So today, that same model of whitening everything, we got another example of this last week. So today's story is called More Whitewashing. Actress Fernanda Montenegro is cast in a film to tell the story of a Black woman who photographed drug trafficking in Rio de Janeiro. This is it's an important story. I'm going to get into why this is important. I want to make sure that people understand. One of my subscribers has always made it known that he or she likes to read the articles, on a blog. And I hadn't been updating the blog for a while. I have to admit, I'm just now starting to get back into posting, the material that I turn into videos and just put them, in the blog. So, since I've been doing the videos now, there's over I think I'm at about 240, 250 videos on YouTube now. And I have to update the blog so that those articles, you can find them if you want to read them on the blog. Again, the blog is blackbraziltoday.com. It's probably about almost 3,800 articles over at that blog. So I want to just make sure that for people who still like to read blogs and my material is being updated, I've updated a lot of videos, a lot of blog posts over the last few weeks just to get back into the habit of posting. But so anyway, before I get into this video, I want to make sure that you all like this video, share this video, drop a comment in the video, subscribe to the channel if you've seen more than a few videos that you liked on this channel, and subscribe to this channel. It's the only way the channel will grow and get more people to, perhaps get interested in the situation of Black Brazilians. So with that said, let me get into today's video and why this is important. So this is the popular actress on the left, known as Fernanda Montenegro. And this is the Black woman on the right who she was chosen to portray in an upcoming film. Now, before I even get into the video, I want to make sure that everybody knows that Fernanda Montenegro is a very important actress in Brazil, very well respected. She's frequently considered Brazil's, you see it right here, maior atriz da história do Brasil, the greatest actress in Brazil's history. She's the great lady of Brazilian, dramaturgy. She's been in the game for this woman is 94 years old. So she's been in the game for decades. I mean, let me see. If you will go all the way back, this is the Wikipedia article that's in Portuguese. You can also find it in English. The first, what is this? This is her these are some of her theater appearances. It goes all the way back to 1945. So it looks like she was 15 or 16 when she started her career. So you see from 1945 all the way to 2023 as an actress in theater productions. I'm not sure if those are just theater productions or television as well. It might be a mix of both. She's been on the radio. She's got books published. She's got albums out there. I'm not sure if these are spoken word or she's actually a singer. I'm not familiar with all of that. Fernanda Montenegro has been in the game for looks like about 6 or 7, maybe 8 decades now. I became aware of her, like many non-Brazilians became aware of her in this, I think it was from 1998 film called Central do Brasil. It was translated as Central Station. It was directed by Walter Salles. And let me see, it tells the story of a young boy's friendship with a jaded middle-aged woman. Montenegro's performance earned her international critical acclaim and a nomination for an Academy Award for Best Actress. So people are still, they want to see this woman win an Oscar. Obviously she deserves that. She's been in the game for this long. She's known as Brazil's greatest actress. No gripe with that. And that's not what the gripe of today's video is all about. Let's talk about why people, you'll see it as people commented on this story, like they give their respects to her, but there's a problem with what's going on here in Brazil's history of trying to whiten the contributions of Black Brazilians. So today's material is courtesy of Alitani Rocha and Raiza França. So last Thursday, the 15th, the first image of actress Fernanda Montenegro, 94, as the protagonist of the film Victoria was released, directed by her son-in-law, Andrusha Waddington. The feature film follows the true story of Dona Victoria, an 80-year-old woman who filmed the routine of the drug trade in the Copacabana region of Rio de Janeiro from her apartment window and reported it to the police in 2005. She was included in the witness protection program, and her identity was only revealed after her death in February of 2023. So she passed away right around about a year ago, the woman whose story this film is based on. Despite the high expectations for the actress's new role, many people also question her casting on social media, given that in real life, Dona Victoria da Paz was a Black woman. One commenter said, I think she's a giant, but we need to point out that Dona Victoria was a Black woman. She lived in anonymity, and her face was only revealed after her death when the movie was already in progress. But I hope there will be a mention in the work, wrote an internet user on X, formerly known as Twitter. This is she says, I love Fernanda Montenegro. She totally respects her work, but you couldn't have hired a Black woman to play the part of a Black woman who's, the inspiration of the film. Another person says, let me see. Okay, that's the same comment. Moving on. So Oscar is coming. Fernanda Montenegro in a new image from the film Victoria. So they're pushing for her to get an Oscar, right? Maybe in Best International Film or something like that. Let me see. So this is a news article about the real woman who was the inspiration of the story. Outraged, an elderly woman films drug traffickers for 2 years. She turned in like 22 rolls of film to police that led to the arrest of 13 bandits, criminals, and 2 military police officers. Okay, that's the real woman's story who Fernanda Montenegro is portraying in this film. Let's see. Based on a true story, the film tells the story of an 80-year-old woman who single-handedly dismantled a drug trafficking scheme in Copacabana in Rio. Many of you are familiar with Copacabana. It's famous for the beach there. It's a what we'll call upper crust neighborhood of Rio de Janeiro. Another commenter says, Fernanda Montenegro is one of the greatest actresses in this country, period. Now, casting a white actress to play a Black woman doesn't make any sense to me. Brazil has great Black actresses who could have played this role with praise. For example, the gigantic Zezé Mota, suggested another internet user. Dona Vitoria's real name was Joanna Zarino da Paz, and her place of birth was also changed from Alagoas to Minas Gerais. These are 2 states in Brazil. She died at the age of 97. 17 of them, she had an anonymous identity to protect her. The film Victoria opens in theaters on August 15th. So far, Conspiração Filmes has not commented publicly on the case. So she mentioned the great Zezé Mota. And they're saying, why couldn't you get Zezé Mota to play this role? Zezé Mota, I believe, I think she'll be 80 years old this year. She's a longtime Brazilian actress. She's highly respected in the movie industry and in the novellas and just television series. How come you couldn't put, why couldn't you put this actress, Zezé Mota, in the place of Montenegro, clearly a white woman, to portray a Black woman who inspired the story? It's always the question. So who was Joanna Zarino, the woman from the state of Alagoas in northeastern Brazil, who lived an anonymous life for 36 years after helping police arrest police and drug dealers? After almost 17 years, the identity of the heroine of the 2000s has been revealed. Joanna Zarino da Paz from Alagoas State died, let's see, I guess this was last year, I guess it might have been on February 23rd. That's almost exactly a year from today, at the age of 97. She was known as Dona Victoria. She was forced to live in an anonymous life under, witness protection program for 36 years. But why did this happen? According to an article from the G1 Rio de Janeiro website, Joanna lived in an apartment in Praça Viador Rocha Leão. This is in Rio. Through her window, she began to see the movement of drug dealers in a Boca de Fumo. You basically call it like a crack house. If you look, I remember the film Cidade de Deus, and the character known as Niguinho. He was protesting against, Little Zay or Zay Pequeno entering into his Boca. They're just saying this is a place, it's a selling point for, drug activity. Okay, Boca de Fumo. It is also discovered that she has filed a lawsuit against the state due to the devaluation of her property. The idea of filming came to disprove the allegation within the lawsuit of a military police colonel who said that the resident was lying about the existence of drug trafficking, which he claimed was being carried out by the battalion. So this is always a case of what the residents say versus what the police say. And, this police, this colonel of the military police was trying to insinuate that this woman was lying about what she was saying. So, then she took it into her own hands and started filming this. And it's like you come into this thing where, military police and drug dealers are in cahoots. One's washing the hand of the other. And this woman exposed all of this. What did she do? She decided to buy a camera and record the scenes of drug trafficking that she saw back in 2003. She managed to catch armed drug dealers selling drugs. The footage also showed military police turning a blind eye to organized crime. She handed the tapes over to the civil police, who began their investigation. As a result, more than 30 people were arrested. And what about her? She joined the Witness Protection Program. After that, a life of deprivation, anguish, detachment, and resilience began, says journalist Fabio Guzman. Her desire for years was to have public recognition, he wrote. National recognition in December of 2005, Joanna Zarino was one of the winners of the 14th edition of the Pensamento Nacional das Bases Empresariais. Empresariais, the Citizenship Award. In March, she was again honored with Global's Faz Diferença Award, Make a Difference Award from, I guess, Global Television, Brazil's top television network, as Rio de Janeiro's Personality of 2005. With this award, Joanna expressed her gratitude and said in a recorded message that she had acted like any human being, not like a heroine. The story goes on to say that the retiree story would be told in Vitória, an original global play film produced by Conspiração, with Fernanda Montenegro in the lead role. The film is due to hit theaters in 2024, which is this year. Global Play and Conspiração mourned the death of Joanna Zarino, who passed away at the age of 97 in Salvador. Guess the stories from last year. The story of Joanna, a lady who at the age of 80 filmed the routine of drug trafficking in Copacabana and led to the arrest of criminals and police officers in 2005, is the inspiration for the film Vitória, an original global play film produced by Conspiração. The film has Fernanda Montenegro in the lead role and actor Alan Rocha, bringing to life the character inspired by journalist Fabio Guzman, now editor of O Globo and Extra. O Globo and Extra are, well-known newspapers in Brazil, who discovered Dona Joanna's story and brought it to the public, the platform said. Okay, so today's piece, besides the authors that are already cited, they come courtesy of the Mundo Negro website as well as Il Femia. So why is this story important? Why did I feel the necessity to take on this story? For a number of reasons. Okay, first thing is, Brazil has always argued that nobody's going to go watch a novella or see a film that has Black protagonists in it. But, I've been covering this for years that, more and more people are checking out novellas and films that have Black protagonists. It's absolutely not true. We've seen victories of films and film festivals in Brazil, as well as Brazil's top film award ceremony, which they call the Grande Otelos. It's kind of like Brazil's Oscars. And, last year, a Brazilian film cleaned up with a black protagonist in the film. I think one of the films had a Black director. Several films nowadays have Black directors. So this is absolutely not true. A lot of these films that you see here, they've earned some good money at the box office, nationally produced Brazilian films. So you can't say that's an excuse. These movies were hits with Black protagonists and oftentimes with a Black director. Okay. If you want to see the article, this is the article I posted on the blog which the video is based on. Now, in terms of Fernanda Montenegro, obviously she took the part, but a few years ago, there was a case where popular actress, I argue the top Black Brazilian actress in the country, Taís Araújo, she actually turned down a role to play this scientist here. She was supposed to play a Brazilian scientist named Joanna Duarte Felix in a film. But people were like, Taís Araújo is a little bit too light skinned to portray this actor, to play this important scientist. So Taís Araújo actually stepped down from playing the role. She says she's going to participate in the film, but maybe they should get somebody who's a little bit more physically close to what she looked like, right? So Taís Araújo stepped down from that role for some of the same reasons that people are calling for. Why couldn't you have hired a Black actress to play in this film, Vitória? Brazil has a history of whitewashing. Whitewashing history. Activists protest the choice of a white actress to portray a 17th century enslaved woman who was considered Brazil's first Black lawyer. In this case, whitewashing history, a play in Rio de Janeiro inspired by Afro-Brazilian historical figures were portrayed by white actors. So Brazil has a history of this. I've already talked about how they've taken pictures of prominent men of African descent. Brazil's greatest writer, Machado de Assis, he died in 1908. He was portrayed as a white man in a television commercial, as well as various paintings where he had a less African appearance. And the first and only Black president of the country, some people would argue, okay, he's a mulatto, but this is what he looked like in real life. And this is how they portrayed him in the painting, gave him lighter skin and pink cheeks to give people the impression that this man was white. He was president of Brazil for a couple of years. In 1910, he took over from a sitting president who had died in office, right? So Brazil has a history of this. Matter of fact, Fernanda Montenegro actually appeared, I think it was in a novella, O Outro Lado do Paraíso. The character that she played was based on a real woman. And again, she took the role of this Black woman here. This Black woman is who inspired the role that she played in that novella. So this is not the first time that Fernanda Montenegro has taken on a role that was based on a real life character that was a Black woman. So I just wanted to share this video today because I'm saying this is something that goes on in Brazil all the time. Why are they always trying to erase Black history, the contributions of Black people to the history and the culture of Brazil? This goes on and on. So want to know what you all thought about today's video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Like this video, share this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Click on that notification bell so you'll be alerted when I put up a new video. With that said, I'm going to end this video here and request that you all come back and check out the next video that I post.